Live from Music City, this is Nashville's News 2 at 10.
Good evening, everyone. We begin with breaking news tonight. A massive tornado has struck parts of southern Middle Tennessee, causing all kinds of damage, including a southern part of the state, destroying a school. We also know 2 people are dead from that same system that pounded North Alabama. Lisa and Davis have been tracking the tornado warnings all evening long as they popped up.
Yeah, those warnings all to the south. We have live team coverage tonight, but we're starting in the Weather Center with Lisa Patton.
Davis Nolan joins me too here tonight. Davis, we have been tracking storms, especially in southern Middle Tennessee, with tornado warnings, and it looks like tornado touchdowns. We're going to get to that. But folks in Nashville have been hearing the rounds of thunder and the heavy rains, and that's another concern, flooding. This strip that's been back to the west of Nashville is over the same areas where they had 4, 5, 6 inches of rain earlier today.
Right. We were lucky here in Nashville. Cooler temperatures sort of saved us, but down to the south, it has been a different story. We've got a lot of news to tell you about for Lincoln County especially.
As you said, a confirmed tornado in southern Middle Tennessee. Let's check in with News 2's Jerry Barler and our first alert unit.
Yeah, Jerry has been following this storm all evening, and he joins us on the phone from Lincoln County, where we're hearing reports of damage, Jerry, particularly to an elementary school.
Yeah, guys, that's where we are. We're at South Lincoln Elementary School, and we were listening to this storm. We were listening to officers on the scanners as it came through, and they were frankly yelling, tornado on the ground, tornado on the ground. They were all yelling to take cover, to be careful as they were trying to come to these areas. Numerous trees down. Then they got to the school, and you can see the damage here to the bus. Every window on the front of the school is blown out. The doors, the front of the school, part of it's missing. We'll try to pan the camera over and show you we've been having some issues with our lights. But a lot of damage here, and I talked to an officer that got here very quickly when it hit. He said he was able to walk through. He told me, he said, the building is destroyed. He said it is just totally gone on the inside. Everything, the roof is laying out all the way across the road.
There are trees blocking the roadway. The roadway is entirely blocked by trees. There are downed power lines up here. Right now, there are deputies trying to get through these trees and to some of these homes to make sure that the residents there are okay. I did talk to a couple of the residents that did get out of their homes. Their power is out, though, so they're now just waiting here, waiting on word about their neighbors and if they are safe. Take a look over here, guys. This is a truck. This is an S10 Chevy pickup truck that has just been smashed to bits by this massive tree. Those winds that Jerry saw a little while ago, just a little ways from here, obviously passed through here too and just smashed this truck.
We're going to take you now across the state line to Athens, Alabama.
Just a few miles away, 2 people died there tonight after a tornado caused significant damage in the area. You can see in the map, Athens just south of Lincoln County. That's where News 2's Jerry Barler and Nick Calloway were just reporting from. I want to take you there live tonight.
That's where News 2's Andy Cordan has been talking with folks who have, well, basically they've lost everything. Andy, what are you seeing out there?
We're here on Highway 72, just outside of Athens. We're here because this is pretty much the last bastion of civilization. This is one of many checkpoints here on Highway 72 West. Beyond that, it's like a moonscape. It's dark, it's desolate, wires are down, trees are down, driving was very hazardous. In fact, we traveled about 4 or 5 miles down the road, swerving back and forth. We got to a road called Quinn Road. When we got there, homes were leveled, people were searching for pets. We were told about animals that were lost. Take a look at some of this. Come on, Twinkie.
Twinkie's a puppy, little tiny, little.
Twinkie.
Hey, baby. I'm looking for his book.
We gotta get this thing. We're gonna get
Twinkie.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing too. And you have people coming and trying to get home. Some people don't know whether their house has been destroyed. We've met a lot of people that are just in total disarray. When they pull up, they go, can we get in any further? It's just really difficult to tell. But we've taken it as far as we can. We do understand, sadly, there's been loss of life here, as many as 2 confirmed deaths, and it's farther down this road. In fact, we were told you just can't get down there. You have to have different kinds of tires or have to have an off-road type vehicle. So we're going to be out here reporting, but I'll tell you, it's a pretty rough scene. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Andy. Near Athens, Alabama tonight. You can see, obviously, the roads blocked off. Damage going to be substantial once the sun rises tomorrow.
You can see the rain is coming down here on the News 2 City Cam. It's not a blurry shot. That's just rain that is falling here, and we continue to monitor that on Storm Tracker. We will take a look at some of the wet weather coming through town. Brentwood up 65 into Nashville, sliding over into Hermitage and Antioch at this time. Mount Juliet's going to pick up for you again. But what about more severe weather chances? We'll check it out next.
Future.
And now we want to return to Lincoln County, where Nick Calloway has been surveying the damage Some roads are impassable, blocked by fallen trees and other debris. Nick, tell us what you're seeing right now.
Yeah, guys, we're here on Dukes Lane, right here in Kelso, Tennessee, and earlier tonight the winds were high. You can tell, as evident by this huge tree that was knocked over by the wind just a little while ago. This wind came through and left neighbors really just looking for shelter. That's really all they could do. Luckily, this house here was spared. This home belongs to Bill Norman. Bill's here with us. Bill, can you tell us what it was like when the storm came through?
Had just bad wind, all I know, because I was sitting there watching TV, and it come through, and me and my wife got up and went to the bathroom to keep from getting hurt. If we went over this way right here, it would have tore the house apart.
I'm glad you're okay. Luckily, this tree that fell and all the other trees in the yard actually just fell into the yard, so that is the good news. Guys, this entire neighborhood is just littered with trees like this one that are down, and of course electricity is out here. It could be out for a couple of days, so we're still waiting on word about some injuries and some people down the street, but hopefully they are okay. For now, reporting live in Kelso, Nick Calloway, back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks for the information. Thanks, Nick.
Well, it's been a nasty day across Middle Tennessee.
Has been deadly in certain parts. Davis and Lisa have been tracking the system all day long. Let's check back in with that.
Yeah, we're going to start off with Storm Tracker going back to 8:20 this evening here on the timestamp. And at that time, you can see this very well-defined hook echo right there. Kelso, right here along Highway 64 is where Nick Calloway was reporting from just moments ago. And that's where that strong hook echo was showing up. It had debris that was flying 20,000 feet into the air, Lisa.
It obviously has done major damage. Now Storm Tracker shows some heavy rain that's just moved through downtown Nashville and across I-65. Still some heavier rain off on the east side coming through areas just west of Antioch. You're going to see it pick up there on Tusculum Road over into the Mount Juliet community, and there's even more heavy rain just back to the west coming through Pegram and Kingston Springs, where you had the heavy rain this morning. This batch stretches all the way down into Brentwood there on the Davidson County side, and there's more heavy rain sliding off just to the east of Nashville here in places like Watertown and on up towards Lafayette. We do have one other cell that we're watching coming out of Alabama, just south of Pulaski here. No warnings for it. We haven't seen any, but there is a cluster of lightning and some heavy rain coming up through Giles County. So that's going to make it on up here into Marshall County, maybe clip Lincoln County, up into Bedford County. But we've had a little bit of a break here where we've had the worst damage down in southeastern Lincoln County. We're going to hear more about that. Notice we still have some very active weather on the Cumberland Plateau. As a matter of fact, from Athens, Tennessee, over to just south of Knoxville, they still have a tornado warning. That's over in the Knoxville and Chattanooga television market, but notice all the lightning over that way. We are continuing to monitor the situation in the southeastern corner because there's still a tornado watch until 3 o'clock for that area, but right now we don't have any severe weather warnings in our neck of the woods, and that is certainly good news. And we've really been off the hook for the northern half of the mid-state as far as severe weather today. We've had the flooding concerns, and you just noticed that heavy rain slide east of Lebanon, now Watertown getting closer to Carthage, and here's that rain that was just in Nashville coming up across Old Hickory Lake into the Mount Juliet area. There's been some lightning up around the Hendersonville community. We don't need any more rain because it was certainly heavy today. This morning we had 5 inches of rain in pockets off to the west of Nashville, Hickman County, Dixon County, western Davidson County, and it's just added up there. So it's 6+ inches, and that means we certainly could have some flooding overnight, right now, and into early tomorrow morning, flash flooding. Athens, Alabama, this was taken in the late afternoon during the 5 o'clock hour. That is that tornado that Brenda Scott posted on her Facebook wall. We never suggest you get out there and take pictures during these storms, so please don't try to do that. Tullahoma Pride says they do have some reports of power outages, a tree hit by lightning, ponding on roadways, gutters ripped off houses, that sort of thing. They expect they will see more in the way of damage when it gets to daylight. That storm that went through southeastern Lincoln County came on up through Moore County and approached Tullahoma. We were tracking that for you. The tornado watch down in the southeastern corner and across the plateau goes till 3 a.m. I think that they will probably expire that a little bit early, but we're keeping an eye on it. We haven't had any warnings for the past hour and a half or so here across the mid-state, but we have been live streaming on our WKRN app when we've done some wall-to-wall type weather coverage. Predictor does show the action moving away from us out there tonight, but Tuesday morning, while we may start with some sunshine, we could have a little more storm energy in the afternoon and early evening. So we'll be watching that for any severe potential. Hopefully not, but we're going to keep an eye on it very carefully.